Okay, rejoin the live. What's this? You can rejoin the live now. Thank you and welcome again. I've just tried to change the gadgets. Near my God to thee. Welcome and thank you for coming. Had some little glitches, but I think I've worked it out. I hope you're hearing me. Are you hearing me? Let me know. Hippie girl, let me know if you're hearing me. Thank you. Nearer my God to thee. No, Adri, I can deal with you in here. No, Adri. Good night. Uh, Thank you. Close the door behind you. Thanks. Good night, good night, good pretty girl. That's a cute name. This one is giving me not what I'm looking for at all. Okay, good night and welcome to the channel tonight. How was your day? How was your day? Was it a quiet, a productive, enjoyable one that you would live that in that moment again? How was your day? Lot of work onto your hand, lot of brain work, lot of things to get through before a certain deadline. How was your day? How about teacher? How much trouble did your student gives to you? Oh, I hope it wasn't one that you feel like running out of the classroom and never to come back. Okay. Thank you for being here and welcome to each and every one that have joined tonight. How long does it take to get a summer body with on the line? My bestie recommended. Please get the heck away. Yes. Sorry for the many interruption. But anyhow, we will go on. We will go on and on and on until we are finished. For those that are in other time zone, welcome to you. You may see this live now. You may have to um, view it the next time. But I welcome you. Thanks for your support. A lot of trouble. All right. Thanks for your support and your continuous supporting to the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you for those that like, those that share. Please touch the thumbs up button. Give YouTube the algorithm to show that yes, we were active, we were there, you know. So touch the like button as you come in. There's so quite a few people is on the live, but less likes we saw. It's not anything to nothing to hurt. Just touch the like button. Okay? As you come in, you do that. As you tune in, you do that. For those that have new subscribers, I welcome you. Relax and enjoy. Talk to me in the comment section. You have truly Mel on the floor who will answer your question, who will help along. And I tell you, if you misbehave, she's going to put you on timeout. And if you misbehave that badly, then there's no other choice than to do what is to be done. Because guess what? YouTube gets stricter and stricter. Eh? So no longer they are tolerating certain things. And moreover, I am going to put a disclaimer out at what is said misbehaving on the channel. I do not held responsible for it. And so we have to really put our foot down, put our foot here, not our feet, our foots. Good. You understand that one? In order to have order and respect on the channel. Respect each and every one. You don't have to agree with their opinion, but at least show some form of respect. Because no one can bound you or took away your opinion from you. But the more you can do is to respect the others, and respect will go a long way, because guess what? We have to disagree to agree and agree to disagree. Right? Because I see it from this angle, you saw it from the other angle, the other person saw it from the other angle. So we always have to disagree, but do it with respect. Do I call you? Yes. Just do it with respect. Thank you very much. Right? So it's not that you can talk, it's not that you can voice your opinion, but you do it respect. And if somebody put something and you've read it and you're going to respond to it, do it with love. Do it with love. Do not do it to hurt other people's feelings, because hurting feeling is not a nice thing. No. So what you do over here, do it with respect. Do it with love. Respect each and everyone. If you don't have anything to say, just listen. Keep the fingers quiet and listen. And listening, you will learn more. Believe me, you will learn a lot more. Good. So, for those that are having their birthday, I wish you a happy birthday. I wish you a prosperous one. For those that are ill, we wish you a speedy recovery. All the aches and pain, throw them out, and I wish you a speedy recovery. Is that Grace Call? Whatever that name is, right? I wish you a speedy recovery. For those that have persons in their life, person who they looked up to, have passed away, then do what you have to do. And mourning is always one of them. And mourning may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Yes, joy cometh in the morning. The scars will not be there at the wound will not be there at all times, but the scars will live there. Okay? So enjoy the evening. For those that study, I have a passion for this. And I have a passion for the persons that are studying. I just love to see the elevation of people. And I love to see you climb the ladder. Yes. I may not know you, I may never met you, but I wish all the prosperity for your life. Touch the brain. And again, if you did not study, there's nothing can come back to remind you, because you did not study. But study. And even when you reach an exam room, you may forget it and you're beating up yourself. But as soon as the paper land before you, everything came back to you. So study. Study. Let no one derail you. Let no one take you off the track you are on. You're riding on a track to success. So do it. Adult, children, older adult, younger adult, whichever one, whatever you are doing. Thank you for being here, Mr. Reeve, Clara Reeve. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Have your seat. Touch the like button and let's have a good time. Whatever you have to say, you say it in the comment section and you will get an answer for it. Okay. If I can't answer you tonight, believe me and bet, I'll do my research and came back. Because it's not everything you can sometimes answer at the snap of the finger, lest you may mislead people. And that is one thing we don't want to do, is to mislead someone. So if I don't have the immediate answer at the snap of the finger, then I'll do some research and come back and present what I have found out. As tonight going to be one of those nights that we are currently going to reason in the comment section, especially those that listen to songs and things like that. So for those that study, throw your cap over the wall and go for it. Yes, go for it. Thank you very much. Thank you. And sometimes we heard, especially from growing up from a child, you will hear some things and you will think that is the way, but only to learn later in life that this was not so. And let me share one of this to you. In the country that I came from, although everybody know that avocado is avocado, yet we call it pear. How many children born and grow up knowing it as pear? So that piece of it just stuck within. That even when you travel and you tends to be using the word pear for avocado. And if you ask, you say, but my band can't hear it. That's what they used to call it. Yes, it's its name. But in truth and in fact, scientific, it is avocado. Pear is a different one. Yes, of the same shape, but different. Different in taste, different in texture, different in everything way. So there are so many things. We grew up and it's only after. And education is one that helps to break those barriers that you can adequately say, oh no, I have read it. Although some of the persons who pen some of these things, they too are wrong. And we're going to go into something similar to that tonight. And so differently, you go to other countries, to other places, and we saw something that people will call this, and we know it as that, because that was what was given to us from a younger age. In St. Vincent and I was studying a course, was doing a course, and we were in the same faculty. And we were talking about Guinea. And she, who knows Guinea, know that is this little green round fruit. So you pop it in your mouth and suck the flesh off it. Some sweet, some not so sweet, some is sour. And she said, that's Guinea? And we said, yes. She said, in St. Vincent, that's not Guinea. That is Aki. In our country, that is Guinea. And Aki is a different thing. And she shows, and that was all she was taught. That is Aki. So I took some Aki, open and unopened, even a plant, to show her. She couldn't take back it to St. Vincent because she was going to spend a few months in the island until the course is finished, and she would have gone home. But just to show her it, plus the one we call Guinea, it took a plant as well, and Guinea was on, the season were on. So she saw the fruit, right? And she wouldn't even taste it. And we said, taste it. She wouldn't taste it because what? The name of it is Aki. So that's how some of the things, you get sort of mixed up with it. Even bush. Some persons, the bush we call Sirasi. In some places, that's not Sirasi. It have a different name. Right? So it's 52 states here. And if you should go in the entire 52 states, there are things that other persons know differently because there are a lot of um, other nations that are in this country, and they came from their country knowing the things as this, while who grew up here, was born here, know it as this. So we have conflict of interest sometimes about these things, right? Or interest of conflict, whatever, back, foot, or side way. So something like that we are going to be, I can't do much exploring on it because my material that I want to actually have them with me. And when I do the research on other sites, it is not giving me what I wanted. Now, in songs, be it secular songs or church hymns, we'll find some wording in them, and we will be singing them from way down at our toe point. We are belching out on top of our lungs. But most time we haven't stopped to examine the words and to examine where it comes from. It sounds good, and we are singing, and we sung, and we use it in prayer, we use it in so many different ways without examining that. There's one such in that this man say announced to his family that he's going home. God has called him home. And he sung a hymn or a chorus, whatever that is. And he said, he's want to meet his family in heaven. And he sung it, and people use it in church. When you stop and look at it, where's heaven? It's gonna, I'm gonna meet you there. I'm gonna meet you there. And the song went on. But we haven't done an examination of these things. And persons who are in the pastoral area, most of them know. Most of them, well, all of them know. But then because the wider people is saying this, they go along with it. It indeed. You have not gone to heaven. I'm still trying to remember the wording of the song. Right? So there are so many things that we missed out on the meaning and the real purpose of the song. In the secular world, we hear songs been going and we dance to the rhythm and we feel good. There was one such artist. He was doing some songs, and when you stop to listen to it, he was dissecting woman from the head straight down to the toes. Women danced to it, And I always ask the question, did you ever stop to listen to the word of those songs? Because it is important. Because if we listen to the word of some songs, we would not have sung it. No, we wouldn't use it up. We would think twice in doing it. But then it sounds nice and the rhythm is on point. So we're not looking into the wording of the song, which we should look at the wording, examine the word properly, that it will meet our need. We will have a clear and good understanding of it. Right? There was a time in Jamaica where we have this big train crash, and it is called a Kendall crash. And they say a woman, persons turn up at the site to identify their loved ones. And this woman, she turned up at the site as well, was looking for her husband. And she only find the private part of, she find a private part. And she said, it's her husband. And persons ask her, how you know is your husband home? She said, who feels it, knows it. We don't know if it's a bellyful story or not. But there are some logics to these things. She said, who feels it, knows it. And a lot of people use that wording. Don't even know where those wording came from. Person will have a disagreement with somebody and they are saying their piece and you said, so you know, me feel it, so me know it. I know that is not a good person. I know that the spirit of this person is whatever. Who feels it knows it. So whether the story is true or not, those wording was used. And she used the wording because she identified the private part. And she says her husband home. Unlucky for that husband, I don't know why that part have to be severed and put aside, that husband, so we don't know. That's what we heard. And generation after generation came up and heard this story. And these wording used in different way. Now, there's a song I'm going to talk about. And this song centered around the Titanic ship. But after a time, persons have pulled the songs apart, fitting different links in the song, and have a different story. Now, I know I have a thing with the story of the song, but I didn't have it here at this present time with me. And all the research that I am doing on the song here, it's bring me to where they have took away from the song, make it their own in a different way. But the song was not one of a glorious song, in spite it sung that way. So other churches are not old, and the first person who they said altered the song was Sarah Fuller Folder Adams. Sarah Fuller Folder Adams. Because she was the first one who altered the song. Because she was Somebody asked her, because she was a good writer, her father was a preacher, and they were trying to put a hymnal together. So of course she researched the song, they heard the song, and they knew where the song comes from and the reason for the song. But anyhow, she have altered the song, and the humanitarian church, and they got into a squabble because all of this. But the song was penned, and the song was penned 1840, the year 1840. She penned that song, rewrite the song, and take out and put in it for it to be a church song. And the song is Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer to thee. This all my song shall be, nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer to thee. Now, that song was done by a gentleman, which I forget his name. As I say, I do not have my materials here, because I used to do a thing with songs and where they came from, who have them sung them first, and all the rest of it. I have, actually, my material is not with me, in which I can revisit them. Nearer, my God, to thee, nearer to thee. And this song took off in a way, and then it was altered to suit and to use in the church. It went as far as use at funerals too. Persons who altered the song, who is Sarah Fuller Fowler Adams, they use a passage of scripture about Jacob. And when Jacob has been disobedient to God and run away and found himself sleeping, and a stone is his pillow, and they center the song around it. They center the story of the song around that. And they find a lot more things to say with this song. But this song was more a song that you didn't know nothing. You didn't know what to say. Things was like that. You didn't know what to say. So you just pull something. The Titanic ship was set to sail by those that construct the ship. And they say it was the biggest ship. I don't remember the number of persons that were on that ship. But everybody would like to sail the ship, of course. Right? It's the biggest ship going. And they were on the ship. And they do all kind of reveling. Everything. Drink, junk, fall over, nonsense, everything. Everything. Because this is a journey. This is an excursion. So we are going out. And why shouldn't we enjoy ourselves? Anybody would want to enjoy themselves. Why you just don't want to sit and you're just looking while others is dancing and doing all the things to make yourself happy. And this was what was happening on the ship. This gentleman, wife, and not all the children were also a passenger on the ship. He did not make the trip to the ship because he had other engagement. And while they were there having a grand time, a catawampus time, everybody who can jump, who want to sleep, who find a lady friend and a man friend on the ship. Oh Lord, they were at it. They were at it. They were at it. And it reached to the point where the ship hit an iceberg and the ship plunged to its watery grave. When everyone that was on board, if you watch, because right now they're still bringing back the story of Jack and what's her name? I remember the man named Jack. I don't remember if it's Mary, the lady name or what. And Jack tried to save her because you know they look upon her there with nice eyes and whatever. And Jack went and tried to save her, and eventually saving her, and he in himself went to his watery grave. This gentleman was coming from his journey, and the news hit him about the Titanic ship. And straight away, he remembered his wife and children were on that ship. He walked home, and the next news hit him that one of the daughter, the last child that is left of the pack, passed away, young child. With such a blow, he asked the question, then what am I going to do? All my family is gone. And if you remember the story of Job, the scriptures say, even cursed God to his face. Because the devil said, look here, if you give me a chance with this guy, look how he's going to curse you. And God gave him a chance with him. That was what happened. Job lost all his children. His very wife said to him, say, you stupid man. If this God you talk about did like you so much, then all of this will happen. So you must have sinned terribly. So you know what? Just curse him and the rest will come. So this gentleman lost all his family, have nothing to turn to. And he penned. He said the words and he put it in writing. Nearer, my God, to thee, nearer to thee. What use do I have now? without my family. I am alone. But the reason why you will find something said as if it were pen for the church, it's because Sarah Fuller Fowler Adam rewrote those words. Because when she was trying to put words together for him, she came across this word and this saying, and that one hymn have about 5 verses in it. It was not meant for church, but anyhow, persons took it and they changes it in so many ways. Sarah Fuller Fowler Adam did not stay to see the fulfillment of a writing somewhere in age 40, between age 40, 41, or somewhere thereabout. She have got the most dangerous disease and she passed at age, between age 40 and 41. And she passed away and did not know. But the wording that the reconstruction of the song lives on until today. And every person have a different perspective of the song. This man was hurting. He sat and looked at the sun set. He didn't know what to do. And he penned the song. He penned the words. And he repeated the words. And somebody came along and took it and repenned it and give it in the hymnal for the church. But this song is, the history of it is because of the Titanic, the sinking of the Titanic. Hello, what is that, Pinky? Hello, right? So most of the time we heard things and without looking into the wording of it, what we did, we sing along because it carries a rhythm. And the rhythm is the one that capture you. So you have no time to watch the words. And even if you hear the words do not take an effect upon you because the rhythm is good and you're gonna ride the rhythm and you ride the rhythm. But when you stop and take a good retrospective view, those words are saying is some threatening words at times, some derogatory words, words that you wouldn't want to resonate with you because it's damaging. So hence we have nearer, my God, to thee, because this man don't know what to do. I guess he felt like he would have just jumped into the Titanic too and just went down too. But it was not done that way. So whenever you're hearing songs, wording is an important thing for you to look in, to listen. Listen. Because if you don't listen, then you will be going with something that have no meaning. It had no merit. But you sung, and it sound good in church. Sound very good. When you pick up your thing there and you're on the organ and it sound very good. But the meaning was not meant for church. And then even church have a squabble about it because this church were saying it have nothing pertaining to the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. The other church were saying, so there was a big squabble on it. What bring it up to these days? Because look at 1840, it's a long time when this song were rewrite, when it was rewritten, and then we get it in the wording that it is today. Other songs, and it's important to listen. There was a past prime minister in the country that I am from. They were nearing an election, and that was in 1980. And the whole country was topsy-turvy. Everything was going out of order. Nothing is in order. And he came to have a meeting, and myself and the next person were standing away from the meeting because I don't like those things. And he stood up and gave a speech. And in the speech, he said, I am going to make money jingle into your pocket. And everybody, the crowd went wild. Yeah, 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 yeah. And all was going right into the midst of the crowd and the noise and the banging of things and all that was going. Man just come up with the next one and next just bowl the next ball and him say, my son wear tweed to church, to school, and he doesn't took bus. He's privately driven to school. Get off at the corridor, and everybody was going. He does not wear khaki. He wore tweed. Not even myself never did know tweed. You know which one they call tweed. And I was far younger than now. Yeah, but sometimes you need to put yourself at a position that you will hear for yourself and you analyze things for yourself. And everybody, the crowd was going, yeah, yeah. Two things. I'm going to make money jingle in your pocket. My son do not wear khaki to school. And everybody he was addressing that night, child or children, wore khaki. The boys. When the time come and the money started to jingle, the people start to fuss and fight and quarrel. But him say we're gonna make money jingle in our pocket. Of course, the money was jingling. But because you are not understanding what is happening, and they call that uneducated. And education, it don't mean so well then, yes, you have to go to the territory institution. They said uneducated because you don't know. Not saying that you don't further your thing there, but you don't know and you don't understand. So therefore, so in the midst of crowd and noise, the person can throw a thing at you. And because you're so caught up, not using your ears, you're using your mouth. Because you're making so much noise. And he could do so many things within that crowd. It's like a person who have given a piece of document and it mark sign. And all they do is to pick up the pen and sign on the dotted line. Do not take time out to read what you're going to sign to. If you read, and of course you don't understand, you would have asked question, because a person is un, is an understanding, or they use the word, a person is a fool for a minute and wise for all his life. Because when you ask question, you will get the answer. But if you keep it there and don't ask, you remain in the darkness for all the rest of the time. Because you don't find out, you don't ask. Let them say you ask her. Then you didn't know. No, I didn't know. And that's only the reason why I asked. Because I don't know and I do not understand. Many people sign away their right, sign away even their children, sign away their property. And if you ask me, they sign away themselves too. Because they don't stop to read the fine prints. And they don't stop to ask the question. Could you explain this to me? Could you read this to me? I do not understand. And persons are ashamed to do this. And it is nothing to be ashamed of, because you will leave more knowledgeable, more understanding of what is there. Okay, Miss Jones. Oh, yes, yeah. Okay, please sign this. And they hand you the pen. And without asking any question, you crop on the dotted line. Now, when you found out that things happen and is happening, and you try to take a step, this is your signature. You signed to this, yes. But I didn't know that this was so. No, I didn't know. How you must know? How? You didn't ask the question. You didn't even ask what am I signing. But all you do is hold on to the pen and signed on the dotted line. So often, some of the time I say, boy, I don't have the time. I, I just sign because I didn't have the time. No, when you're doing business, find the time. Find the time to examine your document. See if your name spelled right. See if your address is correct. See if your phone number it's one digit less or one digit not the digit. You have to take time out. Yes, Miller? Thank you for being here. You have to take the time out. Oh, thank you. Okay. You have to. You make me laugh. Oh, yeah. You have to take the time out to what you don't understand. Ask question. Do not be ashamed. Do not be afraid to ask questions because you can be easily manipulated. Easy, easy, easy. You put pen to paper, and when it is finished, there's nothing you can reverse again because the other person gone smiling because you did not. It's like you go to get a job. You applied for the job and you successfully get the job. Before you start working, they give you one, you get the tools to work with. You are told, or it is written, this is this is what you are responsible for. Um, this is your section of working, and they outline everything to you. After outlining it, agreed or disagreed, agreed. And because you're so glad to get the job, you pull your signature on the paper in agreement to it. You didn't take time out and ask for some time for me to browse through it and see if I agreed with everything or there are something needs to be altered, something need to be added to, something needed to, but something to be done, right? It didn't do that. After you finish signing, you will realize that, but I can't work with this. I have to take the children to school, and school is at 7:30. No, I am to reach work 6:30. And then it's after you start going through and you start saying, well then, no, 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 I can't do this. Mark, you have your duty and it gives you enough time to go through and enough time for what they are the job that you are going to do, enough time before you signed on the dotted line. But no, you didn't do that. And after a day or two, when you realize that you cannot juggle to take the children to school 7:30 while you are to go to work 6:30, you have no one to take the children to school. You are the one is to be taking them to school and picking them up. Even if you have a pickup person, well, you are the one responsible to be taking them to school. And then you look at that and you say, oh, I have to take it to the office. I have to go into the CEO. I have to get this change. Because there's no way I can do this. Excuse me? There was no way from day one. When you ask what you are saying, I never see it. I didn't read it. I didn't see it. It is important when you hold these things in your hand and you're going to crab on the people with them that you understand. You understand. And if you don't, you ask question. Could you please touch the like button? It's on your right hand corner of your phone. Touch the like. It don't must be in the corner. It can be in the that sort of a center. But please touch the like button. Thank you. It is important for you to ensure what you put on the paper with your name beside it, it is correct. It's like I was working at a place one time, and this man came in um, with a name, and I was like, didn't show it to him, but I'm asking my question, why would somebody give their child name that name? And we start to reasoning. And as you know, I wrote the name and I said to him, look at this and to see if it is spelled properly. And maybe I am not pronouncing it right. And him said, he look at the name and he laughed. He said, would you marry to a man with this name? And I laughed myself because I will have to find out the origin of the name. So, it's coming from somewhere and this is whatever, then and only then. He said his mother told him, in those days, the mother mostly give birth at home. And it would be most or all the time is the father who went and registered the child. So the mother wrote the name on the piece of paper and give him and say, this is the name that we are be given the child. He said, okay. So he ready, get ready, and left. Walked through the door. She called out to him and said to him, remember it on the paper. On reaching the post office, because it was post office, they then register the children. On reaching the post office and starting the process, and the name of the child, remember it on the paper. The person who is doing the registration, don't question it. This is the name he came with his baby. Remember it on the paper. When he get back home, the wife didn't ask him again what name he gave to the child, because she already said to him and remind him that the name is written on the paper. On his way going, he keep reminding himself, remember it on the paper, remember, until he reach, because he do not want to forget. Not understanding that she's saying to him, He must remember the name is written on the paper. So after this child is growing up, of course, they call him a name. So you'd call that a pet name, but that was the name he was to get. When he reached school and they took him to register him, the teacher said, I've never heard such a name. This is a unique one. It was already, it was already down in government book. The boy name, remember it on the paper. And it's the mother who took the child to register the child. What is that? Automy? Automy. Okay. So then when she went to school, only then, because she didn't make a check on the paper to know that the child name remembered it on the paper. Persons didn't look, did not pay attention. And of course, we would say those were the people those days. They were not educated. They were undereducated. They didn't know. And we said a lot of things to say, well, then justify the mistakes that are made. But in 2024, people do the same stupid mistakes. Because what? They don't stop to spell and count. Because if you can't read it, count it. Or spell and pronounce. And of course, they don't ask any question. Don't ask no question. So they don't know. So they remain in the dark because of not asking any question. One error in signing can put you at a place you did not ask to go. Observant. A lot of people is not observant. In your workplace, in and around your home, you should be observant. Pay attention, Ricky. I see you. Jesus was what? I'm not going there with you, please. There's a lot of time people turn a blind eye to some things. Well, let me tell you, at all given time, you should be observant, Miss Miller. Be observant. In your home, out of your home, around, be observant. Do not take things for face value. Don't take it for granted. This mother who spent 3/4 of her life in the foreign land, and she have or has one child in the country of her birth. Why he was not there, it was not explained. And of course, she's sending him things. She have a lovely home. he occupied that home alone and call it he's living comfortable. Time came and she decided to go back to the land of her birth and spend the rest of her time there. She realized that this little young man, he can't hold a job. For what reason or what, he cannot hold a job. So she asked him, so would you like to do? He said he would like to drive taxi. So she decided, she went and she bought him a car. Everything was done and he is well set. He ran the taxi in the city and he have got ticket for many road violations. He have not turned up to court for any of them. He has not paid any of the fine. So he continue deluding the lawmen. So one day they caught him red-handed. And took the car from him. He was locked up, got bail, and going home to mommy, he went and he stole a car. His car was a red car. And he ensured he stole a red car, looked just like the one that he had. And he took the car home, parked it up in the garage, and covered the car with the car cover. Not going out in the mornings anymore to take passengers. Not doing any of that. All he do is slipped out and he slipped in. One morning, this poor lady, well, I shouldn't even say poor, this lady was in our flower garden, the front of the house. And she was there minding her own business, looking after her flowers and minding her own business. I rap at the gate. She looked up. Oh, it was some lawmen. Miss, can I speak to you a little? And she put her little shovel down, took off her gloves, went to her gate to the man. And they asked her name, and she gave her name. And they asked, can I come in? And she opened the gate and let them in. And I started questioning her about the young man. And then they went on to say, is that car yours? She said, yes. In a sense, yes, it's mine. I bought it for my son, in which he used it to run taxi. So, of course, they went up to the car, pulled off the covering of the car. She went back to paying more attention to her rules. And they asked her 3 times, is this car yours? Yes, it's a new car I bought and give to him. Yes, it's my car. What is your name again? She repeat. Well, miss, you're under arrest for this car. It is a stolen car. This lady wasn't out there running any taxi, you know. Our son does. And she was arrested because she's sure that the car is hers, that she did not pay no, even when the police spoke to her, did not pay any attention to the license plate. When they asked for the papers of the car, of the purchase, and she went for it, and they matched it with the car, only then she realized, but this is not the car. Nothing matches up here. And her son was not in the yard. And they arrested that lady. And she was severely punished. Lawyer stole from her because lawyer asked for $100,000, in which she pull up and give lawyer, and the lawyer have not appeared in court, not even once. She have to pay a next one, and it go on and go on until they remove her from one place to another place. She took sick because the poor woman could not endure such. So hence, she fly away home in the jail cell. Be observant. Do not take the word for the word that is given to you. Look for yourself. Ask question and look for yourself. Because she, what's the charge? Something assault with stolen goods. So sometimes, some persons really need help, but sometimes they don't even help them, because look at that. She took up her life cash. She bought the car cash and give it to him for him to help himself. The car that is her car was impounded at the police station. And she was charged. She was humiliated. She was everything for something she didn't do. Don't see things in your house, in your yard, and find out where it come from. Don't care whether you're rich, you're middle class, you're poor, or whatever. Find out where it is from. Ooh, because you may just wind up having something in your pathway that does not belong to you or to the O. Ask question. Find out, because the car is safely parked in the garage. So she had no need in herself to go and look at the car, because one is not she using the car, but the loving son, the caring and considerate son, for the love of his mother, put his mother through something like that. Be observant. Use your ears. Use your eyes. Ask question. Because with so doing, some of the things that will be hidden from you, you will find out. So question it. If she had looked at the car, which it would have caught anybody. Because one, you're not driving the car. This is the man driving the car. You see him come and park it. You're not even going to ask him no question. Him just at his own leisure. Because he knew what he have done. Yes. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. It may look like a bother, but even if it look like that, ask question, demand an answer. There was one time this man wanted some money from somebody, and he found a pair of old discarded shoes, and he pulled the bottom of the shoe and took it to the lady, to a lady, borrowing the money, and he took out the shoe from out the bag and said to the lady, I was going to work and the shoe bottom just ripped off, and I don't have any money to buy a pair of shoes, and I have to go to work. The lady, without even thinking, she went into her room and she came, how much money do you want? About $5,000. And she went and she get the money. When will I get back this money? Friday. I promise you, Friday, you'll get back the money. Oh, so it was given to him. Now, church people get away with many of these things. And this person was a church person. Don't feel any way. I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying the things that happen. Sorry. Many of the person who got away with these things, they are hoarding. The water went to the wrong place, wrong tubing. Because people believe in them. They are hoarding Christians. And they got away with a lot of wrongdoing. No, Brother so-and-so wouldn't have done so. He's a Christian. Hmm? The lady said to him, the money I have, it's a business money. So since I'm getting it back Friday, it is okay that I can lend you the money. And the lady never saw that man again. I bounced on the lady one day and she asked me if I know him. And she told me the story. He never turned up with the money. So I said to her, did you look at the shoe properly? She said, no, it's a whole pair of shoes. So I said to her, If he was wearing that shoes to work, and the bottom ripped off, the sole of the shoes would be still up. She said, I didn't even notice that. The man found a whole shoes discarded in the garbage, and he ripped the 2 foot of shoes off. And he took the lady money. And until this day, the lady passed away and never get back that money. Things will miss me, but I can tell you, I observe many things. And I will observe it and don't even say anything. Because I realize that people are not honest as they should be. So if you notice, I am giving a mixture of things here. Right? People are not honest in the way they should be. And you took them to be honest people, and indeed they are dishonest. They show a level of dishonesty. So you have to listen to the wordings and question it. You have to observe. If not, as I said before, you will sign away your right. You will sign away everything you have because you do not take time to observe, time to spell and pronounce, time to even, if you're sure you walk with somebody else. And if it take you 1 hour to read that, then wait on you until you get the understanding properly. And you don't run off. And then at the end of the day, you start pulling all your hair from your head. How could I do this? Oh. It is real. It happened times and times again. It happened in all sectors of society. It happened with the upper, middle, and lower. And they prey on the lower very hard. Very, very hard. Because what? You cannot turn back the clock. This is what you have put up your name against. You understand? So, be an observant person. Be a keen listener. Ask the questions that are relevant. They don't just come and tell you something and you smile and say, oh, and you're so sorry. People do cruel things that you wouldn't even think that they would have done. But they do it. And it left you in trouble. You have people paid back money that they did not borrow, steal, or anything of the sort. But somebody do it. And the load drop on your shoulder. And then you are the one who pay the price. So we have to be careful in life. Look at wording, look at their meaning, look at people, look at their behavioral pattern. Listen very good. Because when they came with their lies, they are not making an eye contact with you. So you make sure you don't take off the eye of that person. You are looking and you're making eye contact. And you watch if they're rolling their eyes up to the sky and around instead of making an eye contact with you. You can know. And because you can know, you have to be wise. Reason, all that is up is what we are speaking about. Be wise. Be wise. Because it's only when the damage done, then you are realizing what happened. And then you are saying, but I should have done this. How didn't I see it this way? Cunning and sly old foxes. So be so observant. Do not drop into something that you should not have been in. But somebody who think they are smarter, they took over the reign and they do things that are uncomfortable, things that will put you really in trouble. It's not you, but who signed to it. I know of somebody, a family member, or of somebody who I know. He was made the trustee over the um the properties and the sharing of the place and whatever. And the lady came to him, which is also a member of that family, and give him a piece of paper to sign, and they are to go to the post office and whatever. And without reading the paper, he signed the paper. And after he signed the paper, the lady sold the land, a portion of the land. And then when he was awake, he back and said, but how could this happen? How this happen? But it's you signed the paper. I didn't sign any paper. No, I didn't. Do you remember when we went down to the post office in front of whatever and you sign in front? This is the replica. Is this your signature? Oh my God. And I asked a question when it came to me, and I asked the person, did you read that paper? No, I wouldn't look at that. The person who did it is his niece. I wouldn't think that my own niece would have done me this. So the land that is supposed to share for the other rest of children, the niece have him to sold almost all of that land. Observe. Look if they turn the 6 into 9 and the 3 into 8, because they can do that. And another 0 can be added. Pay attention. Simple little things get you out and get you into trouble. Simply you look at it and say simple. 1 0 send you to prison. 1 0. So observe. In doubt, check it out. If you are in doubt any at all, check it out. Do not lay your pen upon the dotted line, because you will be certainly in problem. Who want to be in problem? Everybody want to be free. But you have some persons who decide to say, okay. And that's all they're fooling. That's all they're fooling. Yes. But my people, my friends, my subscribers, my supporters, all in one. Do not let this catch you. A lot of people this happened to. A lot of people. And sometimes when it happened, another person said, oh my God, they were foolish. Oh, but the way in which they do it, it will happen to you. Because person came to who they know will somehow help them out, as they would have called it. Somehow would have signed this for you, or be a co-signer, or be a witness to it. And you being a witness, you got yourself in serious hot water. You can't even move from it the way it is being done. Yeah. So look here. As I mentioned about the song, the things you heard, check out their history and so the reason for them. Look at the reasons for them. There was one time into the politics arena, and they were checking out. Yeah, on voters list. People who have depart this life long time ago, they turn up in election time and been voting. It's not a joke, it's true. Because somebody chose to took that person, ID and whatever, and that person have departed this world long time. So hence when they find out these things are happening, they started to change things. So as I said, it happened into every sector of life. No special place it do happen. But for you not to be a victim, observe. Be a silent listener and a keen observer. I said that times and times again on the live. Silent listener, is that Ravine or Raver? Hi, how are you doing? Happy to have you here. You're welcome now and you're welcome at all times. Yeah. Be a silent listener and a keen observer. Ask the question at all times. Because you don't want to be plunged into something that you don't know how to get out. How did you get in? Never mind getting out. Understand? Because people do things unkindly. They don't took time out to know the hurt that you're going to feel. What they took time out to do is for themselves. And as long as it worked in their favor, it's I, me, and myself. Yeah. And they're gone. He got through and they're gone. Remember, love yourself. Look yourself in the mirror, hug yourself, love yourself, because no one can love you as you love yourself. Keep your standard up. Let your self-esteem be up. Let it down for no one. No one worked the time of you doing that. Look into your, look out of your own eyes. Question things as they come along. Even if you're buying things, just don't jump on buy it like that. Sometimes the sixth mind is saying to you, don't worry to buy it. Don't buy. Be peaceful. Let no one steal your joy. Some person will say, oh, you're an, but the person is somebody doing it. Silent. Silent is a good weapon. So, the person is talking and you are not responding. And you are in a rage, and I am not getting in a rage with you. They will have to come down. They have to back up. And look what they are doing. You can't fight fire with fire. You have to fight fire with water. So the person can't be a fire, you be a fire. No. Volcano will erupt. Yes. So there are times that your voice have to be heard. But not all the time. Know when you're going to extend that vocal and let somebody know that I am in control and am I am not the person you think I may be. But not all the time. Not every time the wind blows and the leaves shake, you're going to have something to say. No. Sometimes listen and it doesn't make any sense. You don't have any time to waste your time on it. Just leave it and move on. Okay? So, have yourself a blessed Friday. Thank God it is Friday when it comes. A lot of people wait on that day because they don't work on Saturdays and they don't work on Sundays. So when you see Friday come and say, thank God, I can get some rest. So therefore, my song always said, if you could help somebody as you travel along, then your living will not be in vain. If you could cheer somebody with a word or song, then your living will not be in vain. Be kind to someone. Say a kind word to a child. Be loving and be considerate. I'm not telling you that because you have rude children and they have been rude to you, then you're going to back up a little bit. You understand? But be cordial. Be loving. Greet someone with a smile. And let the peace of God reigns within you, reign around you, reign within your home. Let the peace of God be there for you. It was a good thing to have you. And we'll meet on the spotted ground on another day, another time, and we will have a little chat. Having something to say it down. Ravina into the comment section. Thank you, please. And on your way out, could you touch the like button? This is Aquarian, and I am tuning out from this channel. We will tune in again when we have a little of this and a little of that. Add to the menu. You know when you're cooking and sometimes you don't even, you find a name and give it and you add a little of this and a little of that. Yeah. A picture of this, a dash of that, a pinch of this. Yeah. Stir it and then you get a tasteable meal. It was good to have you here. For those new subscriber, as I said before, thank you for your support. Thank you very much. Subscribe and keep coming. And we can wrap in our comment section for the supporters who are there a long time. I thank you. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the share. Thank you for the subscription. Again, share the live, share with someone, and this is tuning out. Bye for now. Thank you very much. Have a restful night. So go get your rest, have some sleep. It is good for you. Yeah, put your body to rest. Thank you very much.